This is Outside the Cage with your host, Ike Feldman, Pete Hoffman, and we're being joined right now by Brendan Schaub. Pleasure to finally meet you. I have missed the past few interviews, but thanks for being here with us and looking forward to this Wilder Fury fight coming up.
Yeah, man. Should be a good one. It's a big one. It's a really big one for Showtime.
Is it weird because it feels, compared to a lot of boxing fights recently, this seems like one of the biggest fights around the past couple of years.
Yeah, and it should be. I just hope it shows on pay-per-view, which I think it is. That's why I'm here. I think, the magnitude of this fight in the heavyweight division and the story of Tyson Fury coming back from mental health and being overweight, basically obese, and then just Deontay Wilder, who's emerging as, the biggest name in boxing. So, in order to become that name, he has to get through the likes of Fury and Anthony Joshua. So, it's a big one. It's a really big one.
And is this the lead into the Anthony Joshua fight? Is that everyone's expectation?
100%. You gotta hope that this is the one problem with boxing. I come from the UFC world where if two guys want to fight each other and big enough names, Dana or Scott Coker makes it happen. So in boxing, you got to cut through so much red tape and so much bullshit that we get the Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather fight about 10 years too late.
Seriously.
So hopefully that's not the case with Anthony Joshua. With Eddie Hearn, who and it's not the fact that Anthony Joshua doesn't want to fight Wilder or Fury. It's not like he's scared. I hate when people say that. Oh, Joshua's scared. No, he's not scared. It's his team around him. Eddie Hearn goes, why would we fight these monsters in Wilder and Fury when we can fight these guys over here and get paid crazy amount of money? And then those guys that come to us and we're going to make paydays. So I get it from a business side, but you got to fight, man.
But Wilder's making a good point, man. He's like, if you want to fight, step up. You could see me. You could tweet it out. You could make public knowledge that you want to fight. I know you're saying it's Eddie Hearn and the people behind the scenes, but I like that Fury and Wilder aren't hiding behind each other. They're going at it. Like, this is what boxing needs. This has been the biggest problem. Like, before Canelo and Triple G, we never got these marquee matchups.
Agree. And, you got Crawford and Earl Spence fighting in February. Lomachenko coming up. So boxing's in a great place, man. The old boxing heads are like, well, boxing's dying or the golden years. Then you shut the hell up. Like boxing's never been better. The welterweight division, heavyweight stacked. You look at Lomachenko, one of the pound for pound greats right now. So boxing's it's a good time to be a boxing fan.
What do you feel like what De La Hoya is doing, trying to take over the Golden Boy with MMA now, bringing that in?
Take over? You mean? That's such an aggressive word. Take over. No, I think it was a kind of a one-stop kind of thing for him to test the waters. But with his DAZN deal, and that thing's so big, and the amount of money that Canelo got from that, just DAZN in general, and Golden Boy has to put on something like, I forget, like 10 fights a year for them. So along with Canelo's big fights. So he's going to be busy with Golden Boy promotions and boxing on DAZN. So I can't imagine him taking the time. He didn't even go to the fight. So I can't imagine him.
True?
I don't think he was at the fight.
Did he watch it at least?
Who knows? That guy's into some freaky stuff. But he...
Is Dana paying you to say that?
No. I'm with Dana on this one. So I don't know what's he gonna do. Like, that undercard was awful.
It was bad.
The production wasn't great. The undercard was awful.
And I heard they even pay some of the amateur fighters, right? Like, was that what Dana? That's what Dana was saying.
Like a K and a K. It was.
Yeah, Dana's probably right on that. Yeah, because you can't pay amateur fighters. So
right, but
it's just the quality of fight for the whole undercard was so bad to watch.
That's brutal, even especially for De La Hoya, who's trying to go at Dana and say, like, we're taking over, and he was pretty much, they were going at a little bit here and there. And now one thing I have to say about Dana is I like what he does as far as getting the fighters to fight.
Agree.
That's something that the UFC
Putting out
MMA,
tweets before they even know about the fight.
That's a really good thing. Even the fact that Conor and Floyd were able to fight, that was a little rumored thing, and it actually happened. That's exciting. Do we see that happen again with like a Khabib Floyd, or is that just unrealistic?
No, that's so stupid. That talk of Khabib and Floyd. Khabib is the one good thing about Khabib is he doesn't want to be a spectacle, and he's not about entertainment and just making all this money. His team is, and you can see him start to say these kind of outlandish things. But when it comes down to the end of the day, Khabib's going to fight Tony Ferguson, then maybe like a GSP, then he's out. So
he's going to do Tony first, you think?
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
What do you think?
I would think the GSP because it's father's plan. It's his father keeps asking for it, and that's a huge fight. That could probably pass 1.8. Maybe
for sure.
2
It's a big fight. George would have to get down to 55.
This can't be like the inaugural 165 division.
I wish it would be. If you're going to do that, then have Ben Askren and GSP fight at 65, or have Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz fight at 65 for the belt.
No, he's fighting Cowboy, isn't that?
That's the rumor. If Cowboy accepts it,
it's all on Cowboy.
oh, I'm sorry. If Conor accepts it, yeah.
Like, do you think that's a step down for Conor? Like, I think the fights he's put on recently, like I'd almost see the Nate trilogy before I see. I
want the
Cowboy
trilogy,
fight.
but I think
I want the trilogy, but that's not going anywhere. Like that, they could fight in 10 years, and people are like, all right, I'll watch it.
That's what you're saying in Bellator.
Bellator picks it up.
That's not going anywhere ever. But for Conor to get back on track and be, he still is the biggest name, but one more loss and it's going to be a weird story for him. So the Cowboy fight he will be favored in. I think it's a tough matchup for him. I think he'd even be favored at 55 against Nate Diaz. So I think Cowboy could be a tougher challenge for him, but it's a fight that he can win. The Khabib fight, he has to make some major changes to win that fight.
Yeah, his coach and him are screaming for a rematch, man. I got blocked by Mr. Kavanaugh because I quote tweeted Rogan. I was like, I didn't say it as nicely as Rogan. We kind of throw that.
You didn't talk shit to him, though, did you?
Oh, yes, he did.
No, man.
Because he's saying there's no
Kavanaugh's
ring rust,
my boy.
He's saying there's no ring rust before the fight, and then he's saying there's ring rust after the fight. I was like, dude, make up your mind. You're not going to learn wrestling like Khabib's in 6 to 8 months.
No.
Step away, get a win like Nate or Cowboy, and come back.
That's exactly what I think.
Take it easy a little. All right, switching gears, ESPN, UFC, they're going to make their marriage in our backyard. Brooklyn, January 19th. Kicks off on ESPN Plus. I don't know why they're not doing it on the primetime ESPN.
I have no idea why they're doing it.
5 years. What do you think is going to happen? Is Dana going to be there at the end? Are we going to see that they're doing a bracket? Are these fighters, every championship fight's going to be $1 million? What's your prediction with this ESPN UFC era?
I think ESPN and UFC moving forward is going to learn from the mistakes Fox made with UFC. The issue with Fox and UFC.
Don't hire Rashad. No, I'm kidding. I love Rashad a little.
Yeah, the issue with Fox and the UFC was it was more about Fox working for the UFC. Fox did what UFC told him to do. We're giving you these matchups. You're going to put this time slot. You're doing this. Here's the content. And with ESPN, they're owned by Disney. So they're like, no, UFC, you're doing this. We're not dealing with that. Ariel Helwani's going to be on our broadcast. You're not telling us who we're going to hire. We need this amount of fights. You're lucky if you get put on SportsCenter. So they're I'm the captain of the ship now with ESPN. So, but that's a good thing because you don't want the UFC, running amok with ESPN. You do not want that. So I think it's a positive thing for the UFC and ESPN. I think it's going to be a good thing. They're going to learn from Fox mistakes. You need some big fights, so it could be good.
I mean, the ESPN has proven when they invest in the company, though, it's huge. I mean, NBA, they put a lot of stock into a long time ago. That's what you see now. Talk 24/7 of NBA, LeBron James. You name it, they talk it. Do you think UFC can eventually, or not UFC, but MMA can take over like that on
No,
SportsCenter?
No, absolutely not. No, I think internationally the sport can grow more, but as far as here in the States, it's pretty saturated. I think we're at where we're at, and it's good. It's good, man. Especially if, guys like Conor McGregor, Brock Lesnar, Ronda Rousey. You're gonna have those trickle in every now and then, but the sport's kind of where it's at.
Do you like the new promotions that are coming up? You don't think that's too much? It's going to start watering down the product?
It's too many fights. The pay-per-view model is super old school, and unless it's a huge name, they should go away from pay-per-view model. I wish they would do more, like 6 fights a year and just stack them like the Super Bowl, so it's a special event. So the one thing that they're doing by going to ESPN, you see it on the Plus, is because everything's digital now. Everything's streaming. Yeah. So that Plus thing, the 18 to 36 male, which is their demographic, that's what they're going after. That's why they brought in the UFC. They want that young male demographic to tune into the ESPN Plus. That's why they're doing this. ESPN's going to be fine if the thing bombs or not.
Agreed. My last thing, we're joined by Brendan Schaub. Brother Schaub's over there, first time meeting him. He's
Big J Schaub.
In the Canada Goose. You knocked it
we're
before.
Both thickies. No, I didn't knock it before. I think, I thought Khabib wore Canada Goose, but he didn't. He wore Montclair, that's right.
Russian Goose. But
I judge fighters based off their fashion.
Then he's judging us.
No, you guys are good. Collar's a little wrinkly, but we'll figure it out.
I'm wearing an undershirt under this.
You're all right. Well, I thought it was early. It's not early.
We're radio guys.
You know what? Now this is sad. You know what? Now it's the middle of the day. Now it's sad. I'm used to LA time. Now it's sad.
I'm trying to plug your comedy show. Gotham Comedy Show this Saturday, New York.
Saturday's sold out. We're going to have a third show, but Friday there's still some tickets.
And I'm trying to make it out there for January 19th. What arena is it? Or what?
It's Spreckles Theater.
The Sprinkle Theater.
The Spreckles Theater, that's a big one, man. It's a historic theater out there. That
Definitely
should be
owned by Jews. Definitely.
Hopefully they do it right. Hopefully.
But January 19th, that's a Showtime special. I'm going to try to make it out there for UFC 233 in Anaheim. There's a lot of comedy specials being released. It seems like everybody's on Netflix. I just seen the David Tell, was it Jeff Ross? That awesome stuff. Seen the Adam Sandler. Outside of your boy Rogan, who's your favorite comedian that you'll tune in every now and then?
Oh, man. Good question. I have so many favorites. I think the best comedian right now walking planet Earth is Bill Burr. I think Bill Burr's number one.
He's on a Tyson Fury hiatus right now. Like, what the hell happened to him? I think he got married and he just...
No. I just did a show with him. We're on the same bill at the Comedy Store the other night. It's him, David Attell.
It was like everybody was there,
Everyone.
right? Nice.
Theo,
Unbelievable.
everyone.
I saw that, yeah.
Theo Vaughn's hilarious.
He is.
Theo's
He is.
Did you
big.
give him credit because you started out with MTV? With the
Theo?
was he Road Rules or was he like
He
Real
was
Rules?
Road Rules.
Road Rules.
He was Road Rules. Yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
He was Road Rules, but that was so long ago, you know?
Man. It's impressive to see where he came from, man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not that stuff back in the day. What are you talking about? Come on.
Yeah, no, but
Road Rules
I'd
is
say
cool.
Bill Burr's number one. Trevor Noah's special's funny, man. Trevor Noah's special just dropped. You didn't find it funny?
My mom's like, man, he's too damn liberal. We're from Long Island. I don't know why she
Yeah.
sounds like that.
Yeah, she's a redneck, apparently. All right. Wow, your mom's a Long Island redneck. All right.
They do exist.
Man, they're too goddamn liberal. I don't know why you did that. That was strange, man. I was like, oh, he's not from here. That's cool.
You got it.
Is he by the way, what excites you more right now? Like thinking about where you came, where you had the football background, you fought in the UFC, and now you have the Showtime special and stuff like that. And what is surprising you most in your career? Like what is the most exciting part about your success?
I don't even know. What'd you say? What'd you say?
The women.
Oh, no. God, I don't know, man. That's a great question. I just go. I haven't really thought about it. I don't know. Maybe when the Showtime special comes out, and if it's perceived the way I think it's going to be, that might do it for me. Really, the biggest thing for me is when I go to the Comedy Store. I'm following Bill Burr and Rogan, those guys like that. That's a special feeling, man. Being able to go to the Comedy Store and do stuff.
Brendan Schaub, thanks so much for joining us. I appreciate it. Again, Fury Wilder this weekend, Showtime. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a fantastic fight. And good luck the rest of the career, man.
Thanks, man. Two UFC fights, too, this weekend.
True.
Australia and the Tough finale Friday.
It's going to be fun. Who do you got? Dos Anjos?
No. I think Usman gets it done.
Oh, I have one more.
Because the Colby Covington, he'd follow the same game plan.
One last
True.
question, because I think you
Makes
appreciate this. Who's the best looking a fighter right now in sports?
Best looking fighter in the UFC?
Are you setting up for Ortega? Is this a trick
I know
question?
exactly who it is.
Oh, as far as male goes,
Wait,
well,
boxing
there's
too?
two. Well, boxing is kind of
Lomachenko's
tough.
a good looking dude.
Tiny, too small. He's out. He's too small. He's out. If UFC, if we're going dudes, it'd be Brian Ortega's dime piece. I did a movie with him, but then Luke Rockhold's a super dimey.
What about Paulo? He screwed up his name, but should have been
Paulo
Balcina. But it's Paulo Costa he changed it to. Come on, that guy is Ricky Martin.
He's good.
in UFC,
He's
dude.
good. He's good. He's a young Vitor. He reminds me of young Vitor Belfort.
That should be the fight, him versus Adesanya. It should not be.
I agree.
Anderson
I agree.
Silva. That's such a waste.
I agree. I agree.
waste.
They're,
He's
try,
the
they're, try,
greatest. Let
they're,
him
they're
go.
trying to get the rub off of Anderson to Stylebender because they think he's the next.
This is like that
Coming
Dennis
up, Jesus.
Seaver type of fight for Stylebender, right? Like the.
But Dennis, it's Dennis Seaver. I mean, how dare you? I mean, Dennis Seaver, Anderson Silva.
No. I mean, but it jumped. Yeah, he's 43.
Yeah, it's kind of it's that big. It's like when John fought Shogun.
That's fair. That's
A little
fair.
bit, and
That's fair.
even that's a big exaggeration because Stylebender's not even in his prime yet, which is scary.
Dude, that guy's
He's gonna
crazy.
starch Anderson Silva.
I'm telling you right now, Paulo Costa, Israel Adesanya.
That's a great
Future.
fight.
I love that. That's what I want.
I don't think they wanted to kill two lions off at the same
I
time.
know.
And the 2019 MSG, hopefully.
Let's go.
That's a good
I'm ready
one.
for it. Brendan Schaub,
Appreciate
thanks so
you guys,
much.
man.
Appreciate
Thank you,
it,
brother.